hello there. Welcome to Back of the Room. My name is Jimmy Day, host of Back of the Room podcast. Doing a quick little solo episode here. Got another episode coming up with Joe Marlotti. We're on the show this weekend. Did a show with him last night. Doing shows tonight all through the weekend. Great Thursday show last night. So, knock out a quick podcast solo and then gonna have Joe on in between shows. So, just hanging out, folks. Hanging out in the back of the room. Did a little shopping today, which I hate. You know, it took all day, it seemed like. I needed to go to probably 4 different places. I went to Napa, I went to Menards, and then I went to the mall because I needed some new shoes. I think I talked about it in the past, but I have, for some reason, bought white Nike shoes, and they're poorly made, and they're all dirty now, and they're that bullshit mesh stuff, so they're just brown now. Brown shoes when they used to be white, and that's not ideal. So, I parked at Dillard's at the mall. I don't know why. I just did. Walked in there, and it was like everything's clearance. I was like, oh, I must be going out of business. So I asked the lady, I was like, so when's the store closing? She's like, oh, no, we're just a clearance store now. So all the other stores send us their shit that they don't want, and we sell it at a discount. I'm like, okay, I'm down. I like low prices on stuff. And I was looking for shoes. So I went to their shoe section. They had about 1 million girl shoes. They had not that great a selection for men. But I did make a purchase. Check these bad boys out. Timberland boots. Not usually a boot guy, but I like them. Black and white, simple. $64. Marked down from 130 or something like that. I think that's a good deal. I bought them. I've heard rappers talk about wearing Timberlands, and I want to be cool too. So, just new boot goofing. Goofing around town. 1 payment on these, but, you know, I think that's a good deal. I bought them. I think they look good. So, I still kind of need some tennis shoes just for daily use, but I got these now. So, whatever. While I was there, I looked around for other tennis shoes. I went into Finish Line, Champs, Macy's. I went everywhere that sold shoes, basically, and it took forever. And the mall's depressing now. Back in the heyday in the 90s, oh my God. Mid-Rivers Mall, man. It had everything. The food court now has only got 3 choices. There was like a Panda Express. Still had the Charlie steak, Philly cheesesteak thing. It had a line, though, so I got Panda Express. And then I had to get a Auntie Anne's pretzel when I saw that. And I kind of waited until I got to my car to eat it, and it wasn't that great. I think it was a little old, and the cheese dip was just like a generic, you know, pre-made thing that wasn't like hot nacho cheese. It was just not the best, and it was like $14. Plus the donation of 15% or tip or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind leaving a tip, but fuck, it's just 1 pretzel. So, did all that rigmarole at the mall. Took forever. Shopping all day. Hate it. Still don't have any shoes. But I got boots. Oh! So, you know, there's that. Doing shows tonight. Excited about it. I got a black shirt on to hide my fatness, and I think it looks pretty good. Short sleeve black button up. It's not a bad look. New boots in this shirt. Comedy. That's what it's all about. It's not really, but I think it looks good. Yeah, I don't know what's been going on. Went to dinner at a place last weekend with my wife, Italian place. Kind of fancy, no Fallon, but it was pretty good. Had, the bread and the oil and whatever thing first, and brought a couple of rounds of that out. Then I had a pasta dish, and we had some calamari first. And I think it's the second time I've ever had calamari, and it's pretty good. They had some kind of like whitish cream dip thing. You dunk them in there. They had the bigger pieces, like the bigger octopus, but they also had these little bitty guys, just like these little bitty squid guys that had they had all their legs attached and they were tiny. They fried them up in there too and threw them in there. So that was a little weird, but I eat them as well. But you can pretty much fry anything, and I'll give it a try. But it was pretty good. And then we went to the movies. We saw Thunderbolts. It's a Marvel movie that's like they don't have a lot of powers. Like a couple of them were super soldiers, I guess. A David Harbaugh guy from Stranger Things was in it. He's pretty funny. But yeah, it was pretty good. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It was fine. Florence Pugh gal was in it. Like her. Liked her better in Oppenheimer, if you know what I mean, but she was pretty good. They got this new dude, Sentry, was this kind of new superhero guy that has potential, I think. There's a lot about him and mental health issues. And then he's almost kind of like a Superman ripoff, though, which I don't know how I feel about, because Marvel's kind of been its own thing. And then this guy kind of is just Superman-esque. So I don't know how they're going to really work him into the mix. But could be good. I don't know. So watch the movie, waited a little bit after the credits. And then they had a little snippet of a little, teaser thing. But it wasn't really a teaser to the next movie. So we're like, is that it? Or do you got to wait until the end? And we did have to wait till the end. And I was a little disappointed. Didn't really learn a lot at the end. And, it's kind of annoying having to sit through the credits. Let's bump it up. It's been long enough, Marvel. I know that's your thing. Just wait like 2 minutes and then put it right there. It'd be fine. So, yeah, I don't know, folks. Been, doing working on the house, just work, trying to work on comedy. Did a couple open mics this week leading up to the show, so big comedy week. You guys missed out because it is this weekend, and this isn't going to come out for probably 3 weeks. So you should have been here. What the H? Joe Marlotti, myself, my wife's on it as well, actually hosting. So it's been a good time. Yeah, I don't know. What else has been going on? I've told you about my many health ailments lately. And I think they're getting a little better. Still have some hip tightness. Trying to stretch. I should probably really stretch for 5 to 10 minutes per day. But I'll just, the algorithm is picked up on, I guess, that I'm hurt. So it's always like, try this stretch if your fucking hip hurts. And then I'll try it, and I'm like, that was a pretty good one. And I'll try to do it for a little bit, but then I won't do it anymore. And I should probably just keep doing it. Got to stretch out the hips and get it back to, where it was, hopefully. But that's a work in progress. With all these fucking health issues, I think I've become a little bit of a hypochondriac. The other day, out of nowhere, my belly button area started hurting. I was like, oh, fuck. I don't remember even lifting anything, but That's probably a hernia. I looked up some symptoms. I'm like, oh shit. What's this? What's going to happen here? Am I going to have surgery? Oh, fuck. Here we go again. And then, it kind of hurt for a day or two. And then the next day, I woke up and looked down, and I just had a big yellow bruise by my belly button. So I'm like, oh, I guess I just ran into something, or I don't know, bumped into a table with my fat belly button, and then it went away. So dodged a bullet there. I just bruised my belly button, and I don't think I have to have a surgery now. So that's a win, I guess. And new boots, no hernia surgery. I have been working out. I put all my workout equipment up, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, they give you directions, and it wasn't too bad. It's a little time consuming. It took, I don't know, a couple hours maybe. It's like a Smith machine kind of set up. It takes up a shitload of room. It takes up way more room than I would like, but that's poor planning on my part, I guess. But yeah, got it all set up. I got some weights. I bought a couple other weights today. It's got like this pull down thing. So I got these weights off Facebook Marketplace. And I got to quit it with Facebook Marketplace too. It's great. You can get some deals. This guy had various weights. And I wanted smaller diameter for this pull down thing. And he's like, $1 per pound. I shot him back with, how about you give me 2 25s and 4 10s for $60? I can't do that, but I can do 70. So I think that's a pretty good deal. Weights are really expensive, I found out. Working out in your mid-30s is no picnic. I don't enjoy working out, and I kind of hate it. But now that I have this set up in my house, I really don't have an excuse to keep being a fat fuck. So I need to start eating better, and then I can work out and hopefully lose weight. That's the goal. Am I going to do it? Maybe. I hope so. But who knows? I worked out 2 times this week, and I'm sore as fuck. I didn't factor in not working out forever, I guess, into how shitty of shape I'm actually in, and what kind of weights I can lift. So it's going to be a building period. I got enough weights now. I'll build. I don't think I have enough weight that I don't think I'll ever be able to lift it all at one time, but it's there. If somebody walked in, they'd be like, "Oh, he's got a lot of weight. This guy's a heavy lifter." Little do they know, I'm building to that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. 2 months, folks, you might not even recognize me. Who's that guy wearing those dope-ass boots that's fucking jacked? I don't know. It's really stupid to think about, but I don't know if I want to get too jacked. That's gonna fucking happen. It's not really a thing, but chubby guys on SNL, if they would lose weight, everybody's like, "Oh, he's not funny anymore." I'm like, well, that's not very nice. I think he's still pretty funny, but I don't think that's going to be a factor for me. I'm kind of got a skinny fat thing going on, which is not great. So if I lose some weight and just to look normal, I think I'll be just as funny. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Probably won't be much bridge crossing to do. But yeah, I don't know, folks. Hanging out. Got these shows coming up. Got to practice my set. Mixed it up a little bit from last night. We'll see what happens. Had a good set last night. Want to have a better set tonight. Big Friday shows. And Saturday shows. And Sunday shows. And we're off Monday. Shout out to Memorial Day. And the vets. So yeah, I don't know. Things are going. Probably gonna, hang out for a little bit. Maybe I'll come back, add a little more. Maybe I'll throw a little sketch video or whatever I've used to do sometimes in there. Maybe I won't. A lot of editing involved with these podcasts, These big name guys that actually have people watch their show and make money off of it. They always got like guys in the back that are like controlling the cameras and making the cuts and editing everything. So they can just come in and sit down and chop it up with who knows who, Bobby Lee or Theo Vaughn or one of these, big time comedian podcast guys. But I'm a one-man show, unfortunately. So doing my best, putting them out there. I suck at social media. You're supposed to post a clip every day and put them out every week, and I'm just pretty busy. So if you are a listener, I appreciate it. And sorry that I'm a little sporadic lately on getting these podcasts out. Got a few banked, which is a podcast term of having a few ready to put out, but I don't have them edited, which is the problem. I could put one out unedited, and it wouldn't be very good. So started editing one, and then I'll get that out on Tuesday. But that doesn't make sense in this timeline because this doesn't come out for 3 or 4 weeks. So whatever. I'm trying, folks. I got a black shirt on. I got new boots. I got a podcast called Back of the Room. So tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell people you don't like and just have them waste their time watching my podcast. Maybe they'll like it. Maybe it won't be a waste of time for them. You never know. Figure out what's going on in the St. Louis comedy scene and abroad. A lot of the comedians I get to interview are from out of town. That's great. Love talking to them. Love doing it. Hate editing. So, doing my best. But I'm going to take a break here. Come back. Or not. We'll see. But thanks for listening to and or watching Back of the Room. And we're back. It's a couple days later, actually, from when this cut happens. I started doing a podcast a couple days ago, and I didn't come back and finish it. So I'm here now, 2 days later, in the St. Louis Funny Bone. Thanks for listening and or watching Back of the Room. Yeah. Shows have been going good with Joe Marlotti up here at the Westport Funny Bone. I got a sneeze coming on. Nope, I think it went away. Whew, those are weird. Yeah, show's been going good. Thursday night show, great. Usually Thursdays and Sundays are a little lighter usually, but Thursday was great, and it's Memorial Day weekend, Sunday today. And we got a good crowd, I think, coming in because everybody's off tomorrow. So it worked out great. Show's been going good. Been trying some stuff. Trying to tighten things up. Do a really solid feature set. And I'm trying to get a video. I've been using this camera right here to try to get a video. I don't know exactly how to work all the settings. And I'm not good with technology. So I'm hoping for the best. Trying to get a couple different camera angles, get some audio options so I can get a good video together of my stand-up. It's very tough to do. I've tried it in the past, thought I had a good one, and then, I had this external mic on my phone, and it was buzzing every 30 seconds. Ruined that. I've had other ones where you'll have your camera set up in the back and then somebody just walks in front of it and stands there for a while. That's pretty cool. That'll ruin a video real fast. Lighting, audio problems. It's hard to get a good video, so I hope I can get one this weekend. I've looked at a couple of things I filmed, and I think they're okay. That's not always ideal. I'm trying to figure out the camera. I'm trying to figure out the mics. I'm trying to figure it all out. So hopefully I get it down. But I'm back here. Wanted to finish it up. I know we just I did the beginning of the solo episode a couple days ago. So yeah, not a lot going on. It's rainy as shit all the time in St. Louis. Sick of the rain. Sick of that noise also. If I knew more about HVAC, I would go back there and figure out why the fuck it sounds like a cat's dying every time it comes on. But maybe some WD-40. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's going all right. It's raining a lot. Molly's friend was in town. Dana. Shout out to Dana. It's cool seeing her. I had some friends, Will and Ashley, come out last night. Shout out to you guys for coming out. It's been good. Been a good weekend, minus the rain. Good comedy weekend for sure, though. So, just trying to do comedy, trying to edit podcast. Very comedy-heavy weekend, so, you know. Got some Jimmy tips for you. Bringing it back. Everybody loves this segment. Or do they? I don't know. But I think these are pretty helpful tips. Do the best you can not to get poison ivy. I got it on my arm last weekend, and it sucks. Apparently some people are just the luckiest people ever and aren't allergic to it. I don't know how that works. There was one episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they said Native Americans weren't allergic, so that's pretty cool. I'm highly allergic. I barely brush against something. I was trying to clean up some stuff and, knock down some weeds and do some weed whacking, and I had gloves and long sleeves, and I thought I did everything right, but I still got it. Happens every year. I hate it. I heard they're working on a vaccine, but I don't think it's out yet. Everybody was worried about the COVID vaccine. They could jab me 50 times to get rid of this fucking poison ivy. To me, shots all the way up the arm and all the way down this one. Being itchy sucks. I called my doctor, or emailed him, I guess, or whatever, on my chart. I guess that's a whatever thing. And he sent me out some prednisone, so I've been taking that. I think it's helped a little. It's a little less itchy, but god damn it, I hate poison ivy. So it's the oil you gotta watch out for, folks. If you see it around, you don't get near it. If you get it on your clothes, you can transfer it there. If you touch a tool, you get it on that, you can transfer it that way. It sucks. So make sure you wear gloves. Don't touch any poison ivy if you're doing yard work or just near, I don't know. Fuck poison ivy. So what basically the tip is, fuck you, poison ivy. But, what else do we got for Jimmy tips? Drink water. You're supposed to drink a lot of water, Drink water with every meal. I'm not eating great. I'm trying to start eating a little better. Not doing the best. Usually have a diet soda with a meal, but I'll also have a water. So does that help? Maybe. I'm still getting the water in there, but it's kind of like a Diet Mountain Dew and a water mixed together. I don't think that's how it works, but you know what I mean. You got to drink your water, folks. Stay hydrated. What else? Fuck. And we're back yet again. Stupid camera died. Sticking with Jimmy tips. Charge your camera's battery, or it'll just shut off when you're in the middle of a podcast. Usually I have this thing that was plugged in, but I was using it off the battery last night, and I was like, fuck it, we'll just let it roll. But it died. So charge your batteries, everybody. Also, if you're doing a podcast, put your phone on silent. Don't make that weird noise of the podcast reminder come up. That's not professional. I should know better. A couple of podcast-related / video recording Jimmy tips right there. So, drink water. Try not to get poison ivy. And charge your batteries and put your phone on silent. There we go. Hope you're having a good day out there, or night, or midday, I guess, whenever you might be listening or watching. Getting ready for another show. Actually going to do a podcast here in a bit with Joe Marlotti. Looking forward to that. So, just getting ready for the next show, folks. So, it's going to be a shorter episode, but it's an episode. It's a solo ep. The bar's real low on these, I think. I don't got anybody here to talk to or interview, so, this is it. Just going to kind of trail off and wind down until it just kind of ends. And we're back again. Still here in the back of the room. Back a couple days later. Wasn't sure if those 2 shorter snippets I did earlier were going to be enough, so I'm going to do a third snippet. I don't know if I could define snippet, but I'm sure using it a lot so far. Snippet number 3. Thanks for listening and or watching. Did a couple of snippets in the past. Just hanging out. Did the weekend with Joe Marlotti. Gonna add to the collection here, probably of a compilation weekend podcast solo excursion snippet, I guess. Let's do another segment, right? How about shout-outs and call-outs? That's a thing I've done before. Gonna shout out Joe Marlotti, Matt Behrens. Thanks for the weekend, being great shows. Shout out to Sean O'Brien for slinging those drinks. Shout out to the St. Louis Funny Bone. A bunch of shout outs. Everybody did great, good shows, had a great time. So that was awesome. Calling out Office Depot and or Office Max. I guess they're the same now, or they own the same. I don't know why they have to be different. Just make it one or the other. Office Depot / Office Max. I don't know if it was Friday night. Came home and I was like, you know what? I don't have any t-shirts for sale. I don't have any stickers. I'm not selling anything. Maybe I'll print up a business card. So I went on the old computer and, tried my best, but this is what I came up with. And it's not great. The border doesn't really match at all. There's some white showing on 3 sides. Pretty low resolution photo of myself and a logo for the podcast. I threw it together in 5 minutes, and I was like, all right, maybe Office Depot will clean it up a little bit. Their little website was like, put the important information in this box. And I assumed it would format, or, they would format it to stretch it out a little to where you didn't have these horseshit white lines around it. But that didn't happen. So I got I think 100 of these. And I'm not, it was pretty cheap. I think it was like $16. I don't know if that's a good deal. But I gave away, let's see, probably half of them, if I was guessing. Which it's a little awkward, I should, it's not a bad idea. I don't think it really moved the needle much. But I was like, hey, thanks for coming out. And here's my podcast I'm doing. Check it out. And, people took some cards, and that's great. I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's going to help or hurt. I guess it can't hurt, but it doesn't look that great. But, I got my my social media on there, at Jimmy C. Day. Got the podcast on there, Back of the Room podcast. Available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. And then my quote, and I thought I'd be a little funny, I put on there, it's bad luck to throw this business card in the trash. Because I was just assuming that most people would just take the card, walk around the corner, and throw it in the trash. And I'm sure there was quite a few that ended up in the trash before they could read that hilarious joke. But, the people that did read it, maybe they got a little giggle out of it, and maybe they kept it until they got home and then threw it in the trash. So I'm trying. It's not a great business card. I should probably make a new one or just not hand out business cards. So kind of calling out Office Depot, Office Max. Didn't do a very good job on that. I'm also calling out myself for sucking at technology and not making a very good business card. So, I'll take a little bit of the blame. 40% of the blame. But the lion's share is going to Office Depot. Sure, I suck at this, but clean it up a little, Fix it up for me a little bit for $16. But I don't know. What are you going to do? Anything else I should call out? Calling out the tap feature on credit cards. It doesn't work a lot of the time. And, we keep getting these new methods of paying at gas stations or Home Depot or where the hell ever you go. Now everywhere's got the tap pretty much. You can tap at a gas pump or at a, Target or wherever you're going. But I've heard that it's more susceptible to theft. People can just walk up and beep your wallet or something, and then they steal your money somehow. I don't know if that's true or not. Sounds true. But it doesn't work a lot. And sometimes you go to a place and you're like, oh, it doesn't work. And then they'll say, oh, well, maybe try the chip, which was the last thing. You had to put the chip in there, and that lasted like 3 years for some reason. And no, that one doesn't work either. Maybe slide it. That was, technology from 30 years ago. And then if that one doesn't work, then they got to type it in. Like, fuck. All right, I'll type it in. Probably steal your information. So, let's just get one that works. We don't need 4 different methods of using your credit card or debit card. Slide, the chip, the tap, the manual entry. Let's just go with one of them that kind of works. That'd be cool. So there's that. I guess shout out to credit cards a little bit. I got a different credit card recently, and I got points, which is, I don't know. That's how they always get you in. So I got, you get 20,000 points, which I think is like $200. So that's not bad. You get $200, which will probably just go towards the credit card. That's usually what I do. Just do the cash back thing. I wonder if anybody really balls out on that. I think you can do like flights or some other reward stuff, but maybe I'll look into that. I don't know. I don't know, folks. Like I'm saying, just wanted to add a little bit to the old pod there. I'm going to show you my business card here. So if you could follow or like the podcast, subscribe, whatever you need to do, I'd appreciate it. Tell a friend. I got a lot of these business cards. If you want a business card, I'll fucking mail you one, I guess, which seems like a pain in the ass. I could email you a picture of me holding the business card. That could be a little easier. I'm doubting that anyone wants a business card, but I do have probably 50 or 60 of them left here, so I need to get rid of these things. Spencer Tegmeyer, also shout out to him, working the box office, hanging out last weekend. I was like, yeah, these things kind of suck. And he was just like, yeah, they do. I'm thinking maybe you should just throw them away and make new ones instead of handing these out. And I know he's probably not wrong. They're not great. So, you win some, you lose some. Could do a t-shirt and just put the business card. I'll just tape the business card to a t-shirt. Is that a good idea? And then you could just peel it off, and then you'll just have a plain t-shirt. That's not a great idea either. I got a couple of t-shirt ideas I was kicking around, but haven't pulled the trigger on them yet. So we'll see what happens. Getting ready for the mic tonight, so should be cool. I don't know. A lot of comedy stuff going on. Got a couple shows coming up. One in Decatur, Illinois, I believe, and one in Rolla, Missouri. So looking forward to those. Shows last weekend went well, though. Got to try to get a couple videos. Hopefully I haven't watched them. I hate watching myself do stand-up. It's very critical. I'm very critical of that, but you got to do it, I guess. So hopefully I got some videos that I can use for some stuff. Also, not a big fan of putting clips out there, which I know is counterproductive, and I probably should, but, in this age of social media, it's whatever, and I don't fucking know. But, if you do see a clip or a clip of the podcast, give it a like, give it a share, give it a heart, give it a ha-ha. I'd appreciate it. But, yeah, just wanted to pop back here for a second, doing a little leg work on the podcast. Got a few banked, as they say. So, doing a few little intro things, doing a little of this, throwing this with that, cutting this into a snippet with that snippet, have a snippet sandwich. So, that's probably going to be the title of this podcast, Snippet Sandwich. Thanks for listening and or watching. Back of the room.